I can feel no pride, but pity the burdens the rich endure. There is nothing sweet in the city, but the patient lives of the oh, the little hands too skillful, and the child mind choked with weeds, the daughter's heart grown wilful, and the father's heart that bleeds. No, no, from the street's rude bustle, from trophies of mart and stage, I would fly to the wood's low rustle, and the meadow's kindly page. Let me dream as of old by the river, and be loved for the dream always. For a dreamer lives forever, and a toiler dies in a day. Dear friends, I'm going to do that which the dead often promised he would do for me. The loved and the loving brother, husband, father, friend, died where manhood's morning almost touches noon, and while the shadows still were falling toward the west. He had not passed on life's highway the stone that marks the highest point, but being weary for a moment, he lay down by the wayside, and using his burden for a pillow, he fell into the dreamless sleep that kisses down his eyelids still. While yet in love with life and raptured with the world, he passed to silence and pathetic dust. Yet, after all, it may be best, just in the happiest, sunniest hour of all the voyage, while eager winds are kissing every sail, to dash against the unseen rock, and in an instant hear the billows roar above a sunken ship. For whether mid-sea or among the breakers of the farthest shore, a wreck at last must mark the end of each and all. And every life, no matter its every hour, is rich with love, and every moment jeweled with a joy, will, at its close, become a tragedy, as sad and deep and dark as be woven of the warp and woof of mystery and death. This brave and tender man in every storm of life was oak and rock, but in the sunshine he was vine and flower. He was the friend of all heroic souls. He climbed the heights and left all the superstitions far below, while on his forehead fell the golden dawning of the grandeur of the day. He loved the beautiful, and was with color, form, and music touched to tears. He sided with the weak, the poor, and the wronged, and lovingly gave alms. With loyal heart and with purest hands, he faithfully discharged all of his public trusts. He was a worshipper of liberty, freedom, a friend of the oppressed. 1,000 times I have heard him quote these words: "For justice all place a temple, and all season a summer." He believed that happiness is the only good, the only reason, the only torch; justice, the only worship; humanity, the only religion; and love, the only priest. He added to the sum of human joy, and where every one to whom he did some loving service to bring a blossom to his grave, he would sleep tonight beneath a wilderness of flowers, if that were so. Life is a narrow veil between the cold and barren peaks of two eternities. We strive in vain to look beyond the heights. We cry aloud, and the only answer is the echo of our wailing cry. From the voiceless lips of the unreplying dead, there comes no word. But in the night of death, hope sees a star, and listening love can hear the rustle of a wing. He who sleeps here when dying, mistaking the approach of death for the return of health, whispered with his latest breath, "I am better now." Let us believe, in spite of doubts and dogmas, of fears and tears, that these dear words are true of all the countless dead. The record of a generous life runs like a vine around the memory of our dead, and every sweet, unselfish act is now a perfumed flower. And now to you who have been chosen from among the many that he's loved, to do the last sad office for the dead, we gave his sacred dust. Speech cannot contain our love. There was, there is no gentler, no stronger, no manlier man. There is nothing to make one indignant in the mere fact that life is hard, that men should toil and suffer in pain. The planetary conditions once for all are such, and we can stand it. But that so many men, by mere accidents of birth and opportunity, should have a life of nothing else but toil and pain and hardness and inferiority imposed upon them. They should have no vacation, while others, natively no more deserving, never get any taste of this campaigning life at all. This is capable of rousing indignation in reflective minds. It may end by seeming shameful to all of us that some of us have nothing but campaigning, and others nothing but unmanly ease. If now, this is my idea, there were, instead of military conscription, a conscription of the whole youthful population to form a certain number of years, a part of the army enlisted against nature of humans, then injustice would tend to be evened out, and numerous other goods to the Commonwealth would follow. The military ideals of hardihood and discipline and loyalty would be wrought into growing fiber of the people. No one would remain blind or behind. His luxurious classes are now blind, and the poor are left behind. To man's relations to the globe he lives on, nature, and to the permanently sour and hard foundations of his higher life. To coal and iron mines, to freight trains, to fishing fleets in December, to dishwashing, clothes washing, and window washing, to road building and tunnel making, to foundries and stokeholes, to the frames of skyscrapers, would our gilded youths be drafted off to, according to their choice, to get the childishness knocked out of them, and to come back into society with healthier sympathies and soberer minds and ideals. They would have paid their blood taxes. They would have done their part in the immemorial human warfare against human natures. They should tread the earth more proudly. The women would value them more highly. They would be better fathers and teachers of the following generations. Such a conscription with the state of public opinion that would have required it, and the many moral fruits it would bear, this would preserve in the midst of the civilization the manly virtues which men and women should hold true. And it is so seemingly afraid of seeing this disappear in times of peace. We should get toughness without callousness, and authority with as little criminal cruelty as possible, and painful work done surely, because the duty is temporary, and threatens us not as now to degrade the whole remainder of one's life. Lord, let me never tag a moral to the tale or tell a story without a meaning. Lord, make me respect my material so much that I dare not slight my work. Help me to deal very honestly with words and with people, for they are both very much alive. Show me that as in a river, so in writing, so in speaking, clearness is the best quality, and that a little that is pure is worth more than much that is mixed. Teach me to see the local color without being blind to the inner light. Lord, give me an ideal that will stand the strain of weaving into the human stuff on the loom of the real. Lord, keep me from caring more for the books and for money than for folks and for human kindness and the art of life. Steady me to do the full stint of work as well as I can, and when that is done, stop me. Pay me the wages that thou wilt, and help me to say from a quiet heart, a very grateful and thankful Amen.